we're going over two more renovation loans that I think could be a possible solution or alternative to this chaotic seller's market. Hey, it's the Artsy Realty here. My name is Glenice Johnson with Art From Homes and eXp Realty. So today I'm talking about two different, I don't know if they're necessarily, I would call them necessarily renovation loans because one of them is straight construction loans, but I know this is not going to be the most prevalent option if you're a first-time home buyer and you're trying to get home ownership. But I wanted to put these options out there because, again, I've said this before, everyone's situation is different. Everyone's journey towards homeownership is different. Different things are going to work for different people. So I want to put all of the options out there so that you know what exists. So let's start with the construction loan. So basically, building a house from the ground up. Now, typically lenders will actually cover the cost of the land that you have to buy as well as the cost of the construction itself. So lenders tend to be a little bit more intimately involved in this situation because they're funding the construction of the house, again, from the ground up, to the point where they'll be out there like checking on the progress, right? So they'll need to know, you'll need to work with a contractor to get your plans together for the construction, including the schedule and as well as the budget, because lenders are going to use that to determine how much money they're going to give you in the loan, right? So they're going to pay the builders in phases, kind of as the work progresses. Remember I said they're going to come out there and check on the progress from time to time, and they're going to pay the builder in phases. And that time frame, that how that works out is between you and the contractor and the lender. You kind of get that situated. So before the work is completed, before the house is completed, you're gonna make strictly interest payments towards the loan. After it's completed, that's when you'll start making payments towards the actual balance. So there are two types. So it's the standalone construction loan, and then it's the construction to permanent construction loan. With the standalone, it's almost kind of operating more so as an advance for the actual construction loan, and you're gonna need to secure a mortgage afterwards. And so this is great if you maybe need a smaller down payment, or if you need to sell your house in order to pay for the loan going into your new construction house. You can actually put down more money after you sell. Now this one is a little bit more I'll say flexible. This one, you can't really lock in an interest rate. You can't really lock in an extra interest rate, so you kind of stand the risk of having higher rates when you're trying to lock in your mortgage. So yeah, it can work if you need a smaller down payment, but it's a little bit less stable considering those interest rates. Now with the construction to permanent, this is where you're combining the cost of the construction as well as the mortgage. It's like kind of combining the two, converting it in the former into the latter. And so with this one, you can choose in a fixed or adjustable rate. You can choose whether it's 15 or 30 year. You can lock in lower interest rates. And so for that, it's great because you can essentially, just focus on the loan, because you do need, opposite of the standalone, you do need at least 20%. Now granted, that's a lot, but from the looks of it, it seems that you can just essentially focus on the loan of this construction because you're just really working with the lender and the contractor. You're not dealing with kind of giving out all this petty cash to be competitive in a multiple offer situation with the seller. Could be a more, it's still gonna be stressful because you're building a house, but it could be stressful in a different way, in a way that may be more accommodating. So for this one, you're going to need at least a credit score of 680. So a 680 credit score. Again, you'll need about 20% down. Could be a lot, but it could be a better trade-off considering what your options are if you're just kind of in a general market right now. And of course you'll need those construction plans. So I didn't want to go too deep into it, so I want to just kind of give just some baseline information on the construction loans. That's an option. You kind of play it based on what your needs are to see if this might be an option you may be interested in. So let's switching gears. I want to talk about the RenoFi loan, which is basically just another home renovation loan. However, this one doesn't seem to be connected to a mortgage of any type. It's basically like a second mortgage or a home equity loan, because essentially with a home equity loan, you're kind of borrowing against the equity you've already built in the house. But when you're a new homeowner and you just purchased a house, you don't really have any equity to spare to really utilize a loan like that. So the Renofy loan is going to be borrowing, just like with these other renovation loans, against the after repair value. So it's going off of the value of the home after you've made the renovations, and you're borrowing against that. And I think you get about 90% of that value. And so for this, it's kind of working like a second mortgage, like I said. So it's not going to touch the first mortgage. It's not going to interact with those rates, but the services are free, so they don't charge fees to homeowners. So you're just dealing with the loan, and they typically work with credit unions and a minimum score of 680. With this one, they follow state rules for certification. So depending on what state you're in, your contractors don't necessarily have to be licensed. So with the Renofy, it's a little bit more flexible. It's not necessarily tied into your mortgage. It's just a loan that you get, but since it's flexible, it's free to homeowners. It could be something that works for you, to where you're not necessarily losing, your interest rates. You may have a more advantageous situation with just that loan and your interest rates, and you can just kind of go off and do this Renofy loan for your renovations, and it could be more accommodating because it's free, because it's working against your the after repair value and all those things. So again, this video is short. I just wanted to kind of follow up with these last two options. Again, I know they're not going to be the go-to, but I just want to kind of put the information out there so that you know what's available. Check out the video I posted last week. It's a much longer video because I go in depth on the 203K FHA. That's going to be probably the most prevalent option, the most accessible option, where we talk about, an alternative to this crazy seller's market, considering maybe buying a fixer-upper and having the cost of those renovations covered in your loan. 203K is probably going to be the one you're going to be most qualified for. And then of course you got the homestyle loan again, but with the homestyle loan, it is a conventional. There are more stricter requirements for your financing situation as well as your credit score. So keep those things in mind. Check that video out. The link is in my description. If you've got any questions about these loans, because it's a lot. It's a lot of information. It's a lot of new territory. It's a lot of new things to think about when you're just thinking about trying to figure out how mortgages work in general, just to begin the process of home ownership. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. So the link to my Kyla Lindy is in the description. As always, you can schedule a consultation, or you can just text or email me to ask your questions, and I'm happy to answer those. So that is all I have for today. Much love, take care, and I will talk to you later.